Hello, lovely, and welcome to another brand new episode here on FS25 and the Farmers Market. Right, what are we up to today? Well, today is October, so we need to be getting on with our primary cultivations and also drilling our wheat, which we need for the what do we need the wheat for? The flour. Oh, I'm going past my turning. Yes, so we need to get on with drilling the wheat. Now, we're only going to drill wheat in a couple of fields, again, just because at the moment we don't really have the fields to sort of, what can I say, mass farm. So, you know, we have to sort of divide our land up accordingly, and we, as I say, we're only going to drill 2 fields of wheat this year. Because we've now got potatoes that we've got to put into the mix as well. So it's going to be these 2 fields down the bottom here that are going to be coming wheat. So we'll get this one done, and then we'll also get that one done, the second one done as well. And then we'll be in a good place. Like I say, we just get these cultivated, and then we can get the other field. We can then go back to the shop, get the drill. So I've bought a new seed drill. So I've bought the Verdistat 9-meter seed drill. So looking for basically something that will get the job done, you know, nice and quick, and you know, mean that we can then sort of keep moving on with our year. You know, the one thing we don't want to sort of be doing, and it's not necessary to do, not really, is you know, sort of lots of you know, sort of different steps. The plan is just to cultivate and then to drill it, you know, in behind. So and it would be nice as well once we do get more land, because that's going to be the next you know, sort of the next step is to get more land. And I also want to get more grassland as well for the cattle and different things like that. So lots to do, and you know, lots to sort of get, and a lot more money to spend. So it's going to be a a never-ending sort of what's the word? I'm a little bit I don't know if you can tell, I'm a little bit flustered this morning. So I someone really annoyed me this morning, and it's left me, I'm quite angry, and I want to say lots, but no, I shouldn't say anything at all. And so therefore my mind is kind of sort of concentrating on one thing, and my sort of YouTube side of my brain is going, no, come on, we need to concentrate on this, and it's not really working. But yeah, as I say, someone this morning, well, it started off yesterday, to be fair. They said something yesterday. It's no one that I know personally. It's just someone online said something yesterday, and it annoyed me a little bit. And I commented on their video and told them, you know, that actually they're wrong in their assumptions and their assertions towards people like myself. And I wasn't very happy, and they've kind of come back now with a whole load of you know, sort of comments, we'll say. But yeah, so anyway, enough of all that nonsense. Hope you're all doing well. Let's crack on with this video and get some good farming done. So I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all having a good Monday. clocks have gone forward now here in the UK, so thank goodness we're all on summertime now. Although Brodie is kind of going, are you not getting up later than normal? It's like, no, I'm getting up earlier than normal. No, later than normal. No, I don't know. It always confuses me. Earlier than normal, because it'd be 7 o'clock, wouldn't it? But well, that's this morning anyway. I got up at 8 this morning. I said last week that I'd had either a tummy bug or food poisoning or something for about 3 or 4 days. It started on Wednesday evening, and I'm fairly certain it was food poisoning. I had something from Asda, and my instinct was telling me this isn't cooked. But I'm a Yorkshireman at heart, and I couldn't not eat it because I'd spent the money on it. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then, as I say, I ended up sort of being a little bit unwell. And yeah, but as I say, Monday morning has arrived, and thankfully, I seem to be fully recovered. So yeah, so I spent last week sort of not on top form, but we'll get cracking, as I say, with today's video, and hopefully make a job of the work that we've got to do. As I say, we haven't got that much in the way of field work to do today yet, but I have seen a few things that I would like to get. As I said, I'd like to get some land. So if you're wondering again, if like why the money's over 2 million again, we've been selling produce. So that's all that is. And then I fast forwarded a day, and so when we get back to the farm, we've got more produce to sell. We'll sort of pick it off as we go by, but I'm not sure whether to keep the whole greenhouse thing. I know that was the point of the save, but I was sort of kind of thinking this the other day, that if in real life, it had have sort of taken off and it had have worked the way that obviously I would hope, then once we kind of got into farming, which essentially was where I was hoping I was going to go. I mean, it may not have worked out. That's the thing. I mean, that's the harsh reality of life. This is a computer game, and it's going to work out every single time. That you can't be off it. I've tried, not so much in FS25, but certainly in FS22, to set a save up where you fail, and you can't. There just isn't the variables that there is in real life. And I mean, it's like sort of playing sort of my a save game a few years ago when FS22 first came out, and I think it was on Calmsden Farm, or Oak Bridge as we've got to call it now. I sort of set it up so that I wouldn't succeed, and within sort of 10-15 years, I was sort of farming most of the land and sort of had plenty of money in the bank account, and as I say, it doesn't matter how hard I try. I think FS25 maybe you might be able to now not achieve. So there's a couple of challenges going around at the minute, one made by Crusto, or Crusto Gaming, I think it is. So I apologise if I got your name wrong. Where you start with no money, but it has to be on a base game map. You start with no money. It has to be on hard. You start with, I think it's 500,000 debt. Zero, as I say, zero money, 500,000 debt, and no start farm, and equipment and stuff like that. And you have to get through. Now, I know from doing this save, you know, do a little bit of contracting, get enough money for a greenhouse, start selling the greenhouse produce. Forget you've left it on easy. You'll be a billionaire by the time, the end of the first year. But so I'm kind of tempted to kind of have a go at that. But as I say, so that's sort of something that may well happen, because I'm a little bit undecided about this particular save, because I've got sort of kind of a couple of people that are saying, yeah, move on, do something else. It was unfortunate that you left it on easy. If you excuse the pun, but excuse me, it's an easy mistake to make, and it's unfortunate, but move on. And then I've got kind of, a few other people that are sort of saying, no, carry on with the save. It's fantastic. I love it. It's like, it's brilliant. I don't care that it was on easy. I just like the fact that you started with a couple of greenhouses, and then, excuse me one moment. I think I can talk normally again now, nearly. So you started with a couple of greenhouses, and this is sort of where you're at, and so I don't know, and then you sort of like and then it's kind of for the other people that are saying no, it's unfortunate, move on. There's sort of things out there. The problem is I think for the in-depth game that we're all kind of searching for, there just isn't the map and mods out there at the moment for FS25. Now they'll come, obviously. I mean, the game is still relatively new and young, and I did find a map where everything was ridiculously expensive. As I said before, that game starts you with nothing, no farmyard, no nothing, and to buy the pre-built farm on that map is £11.5 million. So that particular map is, I think, going to be hard to to play, sort of thing. But the problem with that map at the moment, there is a couple of errors in it that keep causing the game to crash, because I have sort of tried to. So what I do is I try to mock record a couple of episodes, just to kind of basically get it to do things that that are going to, the sort of conditions that are going to be done, while recording. And it, like I say, it crashed a couple of times. There's a few other little issues and stuff with it, and aesthetically the map is not pretty in any way, shape or form. In actual fact, it looks a little bit silly, but as I say, everything on there is really expensive. The fields are really massive. So it's one to be considered, that I do sort of believe it is one to be considered. Just because I think it really would be hard to I think actually I'm going to make it 3 fields of wheat. I'm going to do these 2, and then the one directly in front of me, and then we'll go from there. Obviously we need to get our veg in, but I'm gonna buy the big veg harvester that we had, and then sort of harvest the veg like that, and then see if we can't grow. Like I say, I want to get more land. As the sort of year progresses, I've not gone far enough. I'm going to have to do 3 now, and that's kind of why I always do the headlands first. But I do know that you do, leave wheelings, and also as well in real life, obviously you would be sort of treading it down again once you've cultivated it. But I mean, some farms, I mean, certainly on the second farm that I worked on, sometimes it would be work the headlands first, do the middle of the field, and then do the headlands again. I don't know. Every farm and every farmer is different in terms of that. they all have their own sort of theories. And as I say, I used to go. So I've said before, like, if there wasn't much work for me to do on the farm that I worked on, then I would occasionally get to go out contracting, and that was fine. You basically you got left alone, and it was all right. But a couple of farms I went to, one farm that I'm going to go to in the summer, and hopefully get some good footage of them. They're a big farm, and yeah, as I say, we've been invited for the day, and there's going to be quite a lot of demonstrations from agricultural companies. So Horsch are going to be doing a demonstration. There's going to be Agri are going to be there in terms of sprayers and sprays and techniques and stuff for farming. So I mean, it's going to be a really good, interesting day, I hope. And as I say, occasionally in their farm in Lincolnshire, they've got 3 farms altogether, and they farm in Bedfordshire, Lincolnshire, and Cambridgeshire. And as I say, I used to sort of do work on the Lincolnshire fields that they had, but they were farming on CTF, which obviously meant that you had to be you could only run in a set space on across all of the field. So the plough that I had to be, sort of the ploughing. There was a little bit more leeway, which I was always happy about, because when a farm is in a CTF program, what they don't want is an idiot like me coming along and ruining 15 years, 20 years of hard graft, of getting every tractor in the same wheelings, and so that there is a huge amount of land that is never run on, and yeah, I used to always get a little bit sort of nervous when I went there, because it was like, if I get it wrong and start running on areas that they've not run on before, then yeah, that's not going to be good. They're not going to be very happy. But so I used to go up there, and as I say, that would be. A tricky farm to go and work on. I mean, other farms, that sort of weren't running CTF, like I said, you used to, and the boss man would be up, every sort of couple of hours, or you would be happily working away, and then you just happen to notice that somewhere a long way in the distance his 4x4 was sitting somewhere, and you're thinking, he's still bloody watching me, like, and it was a bit unnerving. I mean, they were really nice people, to be fair to them, that really nice people, and got on very well with them, and everything was kind of sort of good there. And if you did make a mistake, you wasn't shouted and screamed at. They used to come and just say, can you just please be mindful about where you're driving and where you're putting the wheelings. I really appreciate the fact that you don't work this system, and so therefore you're not used to it. But however, can you just be a little bit mindful, and sort of try and keep to what we're asking you to keep to. So it was never, it wasn't an unpleasant place to go. I used to enjoy going there. I didn't go there very often. I think I went there probably 2 or 3 times. But yeah, so that's kind of what sort of would get said. So like I say, it wasn't that they got on to you, but yeah, it could sometimes be a bit tricky. But yeah, I say all in all, it was good fun. But yeah, we're gonna get some more land, and then we're gonna hopefully get some cows going, Now we haven't got any straw bales because obviously sort of harvest time I didn't sort of envisage that we'd be getting animals now, but it doesn't matter that we haven't got any straw bales. It doesn't really matter so much that we haven't got any food bales either. Now food bales are easy to come by, very easy to come by very quickly. So what the plan is we're gonna get some more land. We're gonna get some grassland. That's gonna be first, and then what we're gonna do is we're also, well, hopefully we'll get some arable land too, but for now I'm just looking for grassland. I've got a couple of free fields in mind. One's quite expensive, but the other's not so. And then what we're going to do is cut them, bale them with grass, because obviously they're going to be calves, so they're not going to be producing milk. They don't need the most effective food. They just need food for their health to go up so that they can be productive when they get old enough. So for the first 12 months, you know, we'll get away with feeding them grass. But then thereafter, we will then have the capabilities of doing hay. I mean, it could even be that, you know, it might just be just as easy to also buy a tedder and just do the hay straight off. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, so there's a few options available to us, you know, but if push comes to shove, we could just literally give them grass, and you know, just let them sort of mature, and then once they get reproducing and producing milk, then we could start feeding them hay, silage, and then eventually TMR, which obviously is, you know, the most effective. And that's, you know, sort of where eventually I would like to get in terms of their food. So yeah, as I say, it's you know, it's an easy sort of beginning, and then we can sort of make it more you know, efficient by, as I say, by giving them TMR. But yeah, that's the plan. Anyway, I'm going to get these cultivated, these 3 fields. We've got 2 done. We're going to get this next one done, and then we're going to and then what we're going to do is I'm going to go take this to the farm, and then go to the shop, get the drill, get it drilled. I'll then get an AI worker to roll it. And then once I've got them rolled, while that's happening, we'll sell a few pallets, just make a little bit more money, and then we'll go off and get our land. Because I have seen a mower. I was going to say a lawnmower. I have seen a mower that I would quite like to buy. So just very quickly. So I was very tempted to buy that drill, but in the end I decided to go for a 9 meter. Obviously, it's a meter wider, but also as well, that's on sale at 46%, and that's only just a few £1,000 cheaper than a 9 meter. So for a little bit more money, we got an extra meter, which doesn't sound a lot, but that's a 3,100 tank. The 9 meter is a 7,000 litre tank. So, you know, like literally one fill. And the other thing as well is with the 9 meter drill, I can actually put fertilizer in with it too. So in the end, the 9 meter made more sense. But I would quite like to get this. Now, I probably won't end up buying this because at the moment we don't really have the land and the machinery to justify it, but I would really like that. But this is what I'm thinking about buying for 211,000. You know, it's over half. You know, over half price off. You know, so it's a pretty good, maybe solid purchase, that one. We could get a sprayer, but because we've got a drill now that will drill fertilizer with our seed, we might be able to get away with just doing it with the actual seed drill. And there, I think actually it's gone. Yeah, it has. Yeah, it's gone. Oh no, it isn't. I'm using it. I was going to say there was a cultivator on there as well, but I'm bloody using it. Oh dear, that's funny. Yeah, so this cultivator was on there, and as the Challenger was at the shop, because I hadn't sort of had time to fetch it back and do anything with it. I bought the cultivator, and I thought I'll just get off down to the field, and we'll just crack on. I am going to do it headland first. Not that that sort of worked out too bad in the end, but I just prefer doing it this way. And as I say, Farming Sim doesn't punish you in any way for doing this this way, so you might as well. But yeah, so I got the cultivator as well. But that's the plan. As I say, we'll get this done, and then we will get them drilled. They won't take too long. We'll get them drilled, and then while the AI is rolling this, I can then get on with. We'll sell a few pallets, and then we will get some land, and we'll get the mower. We'll get it cut. We'll get it baled. So we're going to need a few bits of kit. That's why I'm not at the moment too desperate about buying arable land. I need a baler. I need a rower. There's a few things that I need. I don't need a rower so bad this year because obviously that mower will put them in rows anyway. But when we come to do silage, and when we come to do hay, we are going to need a rower, and we're going to need a tedder as well. So yeah, there's a few little bits and pieces that we need to buy, and and then we can start to get our animals up and running and going, and start making a bit of a difference there. But anyway, I'm going to get, as I say, on with a little bit of time lapse, and I will speak to you all again in a little while. Bye for now.
Swear I won't forget this, why do I regret this? In my mind reckless, thoughts are feeling endless. Sitting up I'm breathless, anxiety's infectious. I feel so defenseless, betrayed and embarrassed. I hate being open, I hate being broken. I feel like an ocean filled up with emotion. Anger ain't a potion, rub it on like lotion. I can feel it soaking, reopen, the scars have awoken. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. 'cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold, 'cause I can't move on till I let go. The pain makes it real, I don't wanna feel, I just wanna kill the bad thoughts and steal a good thought and meal. I'm just lost, I feel, I'm just lost to feel. I need time to heal, I can't steer the wheel, 'cause this drive it kills, and it gives me chills. A nice road it feels, I slip off the peel, and crash all the steel. Will I ever heal? I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold, 'cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold, 'cause I can't move on till I let go.
Right, so I'm back. My plan is this. We're going to buy this field here, and I think what we're going to do is you'll have to excuse if the game is a little bit laggy. This happens after I've been playing for a couple of I've been roughly a couple of hours now on Farm Sim. After a couple of hours, it just starts to go really laggy. I don't know why. At first, I thought it was maybe my computer was getting hot for whatever reason, but it isn't. Everything is nearly at the bottom of the green, so it's not that. So I don't know what it is, but you know, if the lag is too much, I do apologise. But as I say, after a couple of hours of playing on this game, there's not much I can do about it. It just happens naturally. So the plan is we're going to buy this land here. I'm hoping it's going to extend down here. This is my hope, because what we're going to do is we're going to let the sheep graze all of this, if it does indeed work out that we can buy all of this land. You know, we might not be able to, but at the very least we'll be buying this field, and then this will be where the cows go. As I say, we'll have the sheep graze in the hill, and then what we'll be able to do is over here somewhere, because we're going to buy these fields over here too. The plan is we'll cut all of this, and out of all of this we'll make silage bales on 3 of the fields. That will give the cows more than enough, and then the other 2 fields we will then make grass or hay bales. And then we'll be able to feed the sheep over in that direction. And as I say, on one of these smaller fields, probably this one, we'll have our goats here. So goats are something, you know, back in the day when I was sort of kind of planning all of this and hoping to do it, I did quite a bit of research, and obviously, and I don't know about you, and I'm certainly not trying to upset no one or, you know, trying to say anything sort of controversial, but when I was growing up, to hear of sort of food allergies and different allergies to this, that, and everything else was pretty much unheard of. You know, you ate the things you ate, and you know, and that was it. You know, whereas today everyone's allergic to something, whether, do you know what I mean? Like, whether it's milk, wheat, whatever, so just sort of come from nowhere. And, it's, so I did quite a lot of sort of research into, sort of allergens for dairy and, for wheat and, sort of all of the sort of other food allergies that there are. And I realised that actually goat's milk, for those that are dairy milk intolerant, goat's milk is something that doesn't affect people in terms of being dairy intolerant. So goats is something I would have had, because had I been lucky enough to have got my own farm shop and stuff, to have that in the shop and as a selling point of dairy intolerant people can drink this milk, sort of risk free, if you like, it would have been a good selling point. So yeah, so we'll have some goats here. As I say, the sheep over, if we can do it. If not, they'll have to come into this field. Now, it does mean I'm going to lose 3 grass fields. It does mean I am going to lose 3 grass fields, but we'll just have to take the hit, unfortunately. And it may well turn out that as we start buying more and more and more land, some fields are awkward and some fields are, not that convenient to farm, so we can grow grass. And there is a big field of grass over there as well, which, I'd like to buy at some point. And at some point I would turn that back over to dairy, because it is such a big field, but it would certainly look after us for now. But yeah, so if I can get the sheep in, as I say, down here and grazing up to, sort of here somewhere, that would be fantastic. Because that's, obviously where you would have sheep grazing, on sort of hillsides and banks and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the plan. We're going to buy these fields, and then we're going to buy that mower, and we're going to crack on and do some mowing. So we'll do that now. Don't know how much these are. 191, that's not too bad. And then we've got this one at 72, and then this one, and then this one. Alright, what we might do as well is we might end up buying these 2, and I would like to start getting this land in here now. So I mean, we're not looking at a great deal with the amount of money that we've got. We're not looking at a great deal of money. The one thing I would be interested in is what's the growth like here. So these are all pretty much bare anyway, and they're ready to harvest. So while we're here, we will buy more farmland as well. That one's slightly a bit more money, but yeah, while they're empty and not got a crop on them, we can farm them. Alright, we'll leave that to there, and then we'll get our mower. Oh, that was lucky. So we'll get our mower when it loads in. Yep. And then we're going to need a baler as well. I don't know what to do about that. I really don't. And the thing is, I can't even say, oh, just sort of comment in the comment section, leave a comment in the comment section about whether we should buy it or not, because by the time this goes out, that will have disappeared anyway. The sprayer I don't think I'm going to buy, because we can excuse me, we can drill our fertilizer, so that that makes a big difference. And I don't tend to really grow with weeds. I don't tend to utilise spraying fully until I'm able to drill tram lines. There is a mod out at the moment that does allow the drilling of tram lines. I'm not getting on all that too well with it, so I'm really hoping that Proseed comes out again, because that is a mod that I sort of can get on with, and I really like using. It's a fantastic mod. So at the moment I'm not really utilising sprayers in FS25, because as I say, there's no tram lines, and without the tram lines it is sort of quite hard to know. I know you've got the new GPS that in essence is the tram lines now, because it tells you where to drive, but I still prefer tram lines because that's the way, obviously, I used to farm, and the way we farm just in general in Britain, and probably across Europe, I don't know, but certainly in the UK. Yeah, so that's sort of what I'm doing there. But I mean, that will come in really handy because at some point, yeah, do you know what? I am actually going to buy it. I'm going to future-proof the business. That is going to come in really handy for us. Not so much with the potatoes. We can still do that the way that I did it in the last episode. But in terms of the carrots and stuff like that, especially now we've got a lot more land, we can now sort of grow a lot more different crops, which is obviously really good. So what we'll do is we'll run this back to the farm, and then we will tab over and get the mower, and then we'll get these cut. It shouldn't take too long with that mower to get these cut. And then, as I say, we can then get on with that, get them baled, and then we can start to look at getting the animals laid down. I'm not in a desperate need to get all of the animals down yet. We still need some more buildings. We need a bale storage, and we need, sort of stuff like that. So I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave that at the back of the house here, because I did clear some, so off camera I did clear some crates, but I've not done all of them. But that's okay. That's why I'm not too worried about spending too much money sort of now, on terms of the land and different things, because the selling of the crates, we will get it back. We will more than get it back. So that's why I've sort of not been too worried about doing it now. Yeah, so as I say, the selling of the produce is really good for us, and we could do with actually nipping out as well and getting the bread and the flour. See, this I don't know why. I don't know why it does it after a couple of hours. To be fair, the game runs almost flawless for the first few hours. It was the same yesterday, because I kind of been sort of thinking about doing a save on Calmsden. Something a bit different, like doing on FS22 on Glengarry. I did a contracting series, and people loved that. And while there isn't the mods that there was available for that on FS22, I thought, yeah, you could do a contracting thing on Calmsden, and what have you. And I thought, yeah, I might do that. I might sort of, start off with, again, sort of next to nothing, and build up a sort of dairy herd and manage the dairy herd. But at the same time, as we sort of earn money and go through, we buy some tractors and stuff and just do contracting and different things, and sort of, I thought that might make a little bit of a different sort of save for a while, and so I sort of was contemplating it. And on that, I mean, like, it run absolutely bloody perfect. It did for, say, the first 2 or 3 hours. The thing is, if I was to save it and then leave it for a little bit and then reload it back in, it'd be fine again. So, it has to be the game and not my computer, because every other game that I play, I don't get this. And as I say, I did, when it started happening today, I did remember. I thought, right, I'm going to go off and check my computer temperatures and stuff, graphics card, processor, all of that good stuff. And I forget the name of the app that I've got that monitors all that. It's from Chill Blast themselves, so it's their own thing, and it said everything was working absolutely fine, that there was no issues. So I'm fairly certain it isn't my computer, but yeah, we'll wait and see kind of what happens. But anyway, as I say, we'll get on and we will mow this grass, and then we will excuse me, we will be about ready. And then in the next episode, once we get this grass mowed, we'll call it for this episode, and then next episode we'll get it all sort of bailed and set, sort of how we want it. Now then, going to want that on what on where's the work mode? Oh, here we go. Work mode, wide spreading. Okay, so if I turn that off and then go Control Y, yeah, that's what we want. Turn that back on. Press that, and away we go with a yin yang yin and a yin yang ho. Right, so yeah. So I had a bit of a shocking phone call this morning. I'm not going to say too much because it wouldn't be fair on the person that phoned, but I was quite happily recording away, and it was while I was doing the time lapse, and it was a good friend of mine, and she rang me, and she was in such a tither and a state, and such a tither and state. Have I gone back to the bloody 18th century? What the hell? I've turned into bloody Charles Dickens. What the hell? Oh, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so she was in, quite a state, and, a tither in a state, as soon as we've committed, we may as well, commit fully. Yeah, she was in, really sort of upset and what have you, and, what on earth's the matter? And the thing is, I don't know about you, but in life, you kind of, a friend rings you up, and she's it's one of my ladies. That's basically who it is. She rings me up, and I'm sort of, she rings up. She's in a state, and what's the matter? And sort of, a few things go through your mind, but never in a million years are you prepared for what it might actually be. And she told me the real awful news that her 14-year-old daughter has just been diagnosed with bloody cancer. I was just like, what? Yeah, so as I say, it's a complete shock, an absolute complete shock. And my thoughts and obviously feelings and everything go out to her, and best wishes, and hope that she makes a really, really, really speedy recovery. But yeah, I just sort of couldn't believe it. I was genuinely, sort of mortified and as I say, shocked. But yeah, it threw me for six, to be honest with you, for a little while. But yeah. Anyway, as I say, we'll get this done, and then we will then in the next episode, as I say, get it bailed and different things, and we'll be in a right good place, and we'll be able to get these animals started, which I've been sort of keen to do for a while as well. So yeah, we've missed a bit of grass there. Actually, we're going to go back and get that. Normally, I'm not too fussy, but I do want. Every drop of grass I can. Oh, do you know what, James? Honestly, mate, you're annoying me, son. You're annoying me, son. All right, let's try that again, shall we? Still missed it. Sod you then. Right, a little bit more time lapse, and then I'll be back. so we've got that finished. That's all very well and good. It's gone rather well. You know, as good as grass cutting can go. But the other thing as well, of course, is these two fields here, left and right, we'll be able to put grass in them, and they can stop. You know, we were sort of kind of using them as the veg fields, because you know, using that single row box veg harvester, you know, just meant that it, you know, it wasn't a ridiculous size field, and it was manageable and enough for what we were at the time. But as I say, we're rapidly outgrowing that sort of stuff, and so therefore, you know, we can move on. The machinery's gradually getting larger and bigger, and you know, sort of more efficient, and you know, so we'll be able to sort of move on a bit. Wow, they swing around a bit, don't they? I thought they used to get locked in. I certainly wouldn't want that happening if it was real life. I would want them locked down. But yeah, so anyway, as I say, off camera, what I'll do is I'll get. I was quite impressed as well with how much one box of wine was. Now, I don't know whether I'd made a little bit of a mistake, or whether. Yeah, you see, I may have made a mistake, actually, to be fair. Right, pallet. Oh no, it's 1,000 litres, so I did sell a full a full pallet. I was a bit worried that what I'd done was a pallet had sort of spawned and there was only a little bit in it, but no, that's fine. So that was 1,000 litres. So yeah, I'm sort of quite impressed with what that was. That was, you know, it's quite good. So we will, as I say, we will do that as well. But the other good thing as well is that obviously, you know, as we start getting more and more land as well, another thing that we'll be able to do is, yes, this will be a grapevine, you know, sort of area, but we'll be able to get the olives, maybe even on those sort of smaller fields that I was just talking about there. And then another grapevine, and then we can have one that's doing growing wine and the one that's growing grape juice and raisins and stuff like that. Because as far as I know, there's no byproducts to this, you know, this factory, which is fine, you know, it's not a problem. So it just means we'll need another grapevine, but lots to kind of do and sort out. Another thing I thought about as well is chopping all these trees down, here. And here at the back here, we could have like a little shed where we can store all of our grape equipment. I mean, we could in theory even put that over there if we want to, but or even just there somewhere. But certainly that's an area here, and here we could possibly fit in another greenhouse, which would be magnificent, because what I could do is put it so that the pallet side is this side. I think there'd be enough room here for that, so we could even do that, which would obviously expand our profits a little bit more, you know, maybe again down here. This side, well, yeah, even this side looks as if it may well be probable. So again, that just helps us a little bit more. The next thing that I want to do as well, I want to get rid of the house. I'm going to sell the house, sell the garage, and all of that, and then this side is going to be where the chickens are going to go, and then this side here, you know, we could put a piggery here, we could put, you know, sort of whatever here, and you know, sort of have that as well, because obviously this end of the grass here is level, so you know, with the chickens there, as I say, we could have the pigs and that here going down, and then up on, let me get my bearings, so up on the land that we bought over there, I'm probably going to have horses up there at some point, and then open up a bit of a petting farm as well. So you know, we'll also be able to have, you know, a few sheep up there and goats and different things. Like I say, I've still got all of these pallets down here to collect at the minute, but yeah, so lots to think about, lots to do. As I say, we will persevere with this save, because I do like it, but the other sort of maps and saves and ideas and things that I've sort of talked about, whether replacing this with that, if I can get that map so it's error free and doesn't crash, then you know, sometime in the future, you know, that's what we can do. but we can do, you know, sort of a different where we sort of save up and you know, do a, you know, start from scratch sort of kind of farm build, if you like, in terms of starting with nothing, because everything is so much money on that map. You know, that's what we can do. And as I say, the only things at the moment that I can see wrong with that map is that there's quite a few texture issues with the map, and one or two other sort of errors and lures that I can actually fix myself. So you know, it's just a case of getting round and sort of getting it done. And obviously with the news that I had this morning, obviously I've made myself available, you know, as and whenever you know, they may need me. I mean, they may not at all, and that's fine. And you know, that's their choice, and that's their, you know, so that's no problem. But if they do, then I have made myself available. So there may be the odd time, you know, when I won't have as much time to do all of the things that I want to get done, you know, to do. So, but yeah, we'll see how all that goes. But so that's the sort of plans for now, and then we will see how we go from there. But thanks ever so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you've enjoyed today's episode, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye for now.